Welcome to the channel iCode. Today we are going to solve 64 minimum path sum problem and its medium. So this is a pretty cool problem actually. So we're given m by n grid which is filled with non-negative numbers, and then we're asked to return the path from top left to the bottom right with the minimum sum. So as you can see here, okay, there is one more note that we can only move from down or to the right. So you can only move from right, or you can only move to the downside, right? So let's see here. We have this matrix given 3 by 3, and then from here to here, what is the minimum sum of the path that we can take? So obviously it is 1 3 1 1 1, this as shown here, which is going to be the 7. So this is a DP problem, classic DP problem. So how can we do this? Let's take a look at here. So I'm at 1, I'm starting from here. This is the first one is the only thing we can do here, right? This is the 1 cost. At this second position I can start from 1 only, because we are either allowed to go from right. So I'm coming to 3 from 1, so that's gonna be 3 plus 1. So this is going to be 3 plus 1, which is 4. So this is 4 right now. To this position I'm only allowed to come from the right side, right? So we're gonna come here from 4 plus 1, which is going to be 5, right? 4 plus 1, which will be 5. So see how for the first row I'm going to only consider its previous. For the first column I'm going to consider only the top, right, on top of it. So for the others, 1 5 1 2 or 1, we can still have the values, but obviously we would choose minimum, either coming from right or either coming from the top, right, sorry, left or the top. So for this one, we only have one way to come to the 1, that's 1 on top of it. So 1 plus 1 is going to be 2, right? 4, the same thing, we only have one part to come here, so that's going to be 2 plus 4, which will be 2 plus 4, it's going to be 6, right? So now I'm just going to move this up a little bit here, yeah. So now coming to the 5, now we're going to cover all these 4. Coming to 5, either I can do 5 plus 2 equal to 7, or I can do 5 plus 4 equals to 9. So of course we're going to do 5 plus 2, which is 7, because we want the minimum path, right? So this is this is going to be 5 plus 2 equals 7 from here, because this is better than 5 plus 4 9. Now I have two ways to come to 1. Let's check for this one first. I have two ways to come here. Either I can come from this side, from left, from 7, or I can come from here, from top, from 5. So 5 plus 1 is going to be 6, 7 plus 1 is going to be 8. So obviously we'll choose 5, whatever is the minimum. 5, which is going to be 6 here, right, coming from there, from top. Now let's take a look at 1. At this position we have two ways, either from left or from top. 7 plus 1 is going to be 8, 6 plus 1 is going to be 7, so we choose the minimum, which will be 1 plus 6 equal to 7. Now here we are at 2. We have two ways to come here, either from 6 plus 2 8, or 7 plus 2 9. So whatever is the least. So say 2 plus 6 is going to be 8, but answer is supposed to be 7, so we miss something. 3 plus 1 is 4, that's okay. And then 4 plus 1, that's going to be 5. 5 plus 1 6. 6 plus 1, yeah, this is not supposed to be 2, this is supposed to be 1. So this is 7, So this is either 1 plus 6 7 or 1 plus 7 8. So here we are at 7, right? Does it make sense? So let's code it up. It's pretty easy. So we'll keep track. We can modify it in the same grid here, or you can declare the new one, but we can modify it right here because I once I modify this and this, I'm not going to need those again, right? I'm going to need the modified values. So let's start. So first thing, when it's a grid problem, always declare row and column, right? Row is going to be length of the grid. Column is going to be length of grid of 0. Now we have to take care of the first row and first column, right? Since we'll not be looking for I minus 1 and j minus 1, we'll be looking for only I minus 1 or j minus 1. So for I in range of 1 comma row, and then we update grid of I 0 is going to be plus equals, so this one, right, and its previous, so that's going to be grid of I minus 1 and 0, right? And then for j in range of 1 comma column, grid of 0 0 comma I plus equals, so what are we going to get? So this is going to come from top, right? So this one plus whatever comes from top, because that's the only where we'll get, we cannot get anything from the right side. So grid of 0 j minus 1. Okay, this is supposed to be j. And then we take a look at the remaining ones. For I in range of 1 comma row, for j in range of 1 comma column, and then grid of I comma j plus equals minimum. Now I want this to be updated with the minimum value, which comes from either I minus 1 or j minus 1, either from top or from the left. So let's do that. It's going to be grid of I comma j plus grid of I comma j minus 1, or grid of I comma j plus grid of I minus 1 comma j, and in the end I will have the minimum value right in the last corner, right? That's going to be a minimum value. So we go ahead and return grid of minus 1 minus 1. So you can do minus 1 easily in Python, which will give you the last value, but you can do grid of a row minus 1 or column minus 1 too in any other language. So let's run this. Wow. So output is 9, and here, which is wrong obviously, 12 and 18. Let's take a look what's happening. Plus I minus 1 and 0, iterating over row, j 0 I plus 0 I minus 1. Oh, this we do not want to add, right? Because I'm already adding it here, so I'm literally just going to literally just going to override it because I have already added here. I want to do plus minus. If I'm just choosing the minimum, then I don't need this whole thing. It should work fine. Okay, there we go. And let's submit it. Okay, 46. uh, mm, so time complexity wise, it's gonna be O of n and m. So because we are iterating over n rows and m columns, right? So that's going to be O of n. Space complexity, if you consider the grid which is input or the output, then it's going to be O of n. But if that's not considered, it's going to be really O of n by m. It's going to be O of 1. If you don't consider input or output, it's going to be O of 1 because all we're using is the variable row, column, I, j. So okay, then if you like the code and the content, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much.